Imagine for a moment that you have found the perfect skincare routine. You have invested in the highest quality night cream, you are diligent about cleansing, and you treat your face with the utmost gentleness every single evening. You go to bed feeling hydrated and cared for, believing that while you sleep, your body is repairing itself. But what if I told you that for 8 hours every night, there is a silent thief in your bed working against you? What if the very fabric you are resting your cheek on is undoing all of your hard work, physically stealing moisture from your cells and carving lines into your face that, over time, refuse to fade? It sounds like a nightmare, but for millions of women, this is the reality of sleeping on standard cotton. There is a reason why you might be waking up with skin that feels tighter and drier than when you went to bed, and the answer isn't in your jar of moisturizer, it is right under your head.
Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Emily Hart, and I am so grateful to be here with you today to help navigate the shifting landscape of our skin as we enter our best years. My goal is to help you understand the why behind the changes you see in the mirror so we can tackle them with science, compassion, and a little bit of strategy. Before we dive into the surprising science of sleep fabrics, I would love to know who is joining us today. Please tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? I absolutely love seeing where our community of strong, beautiful women comes together from all corners of the globe. And if you haven't already, please consider clicking that subscribe button so we can keep learning and growing together.
Now, we often think of aging as something caused by the sun, or perhaps stress, or simply the passage of time. And while those play a huge role, we rarely consider the mechanical stress we put our faces under for a third of our lives. We need to talk about the biology of what is happening to our skin specifically after the age of 60, and why your pillowcase has suddenly become a much bigger deal than it was in your 30s or 40s. I want you to visualize a brand new, crisp sheet of high-quality printer paper. It is smooth, thick, and resilient. If you were to gently fold it and then let it go, it would snap back. It might have a tiny curve, but it essentially recovers its shape. This is your skin in your 20s. It has a dense network of collagen and elastin, proteins that act like the internal springs of a mattress that snap the skin back into place the moment pressure is removed. Now, imagine a soft piece of tissue paper, or perhaps a piece of fabric that has been washed 1,000 times. It is still beautiful, it is soft, and it has character, but the structural integrity is different. If you crumple that tissue paper in your hand and hold it there for 8 hours, what happens when you let go? It doesn't snap back immediately. The creases stay. The folds are etched into the material. This is the reality of our skin as we mature. As we cross the threshold of 60, our natural collagen production has slowed significantly, and the elastic fibers that give us that snap-back quality have weakened. When we press our faces into a pillow for hours at a time, we are creating what dermatologists call shear stress. In our younger years, those sleep marks would disappear by the time we finished our morning coffee. But now, because our tissue paper is more delicate, those temporary creases are turning into permanent etchings. We are literally ironing wrinkles into our faces while we dream. But here's the catch. It's not just about the pressure. It's about the material itself. You might think, well, it's just cotton. It's natural. It breathes. And while that simple change of perspective sounds logical, there is a surprising, hidden reason why cotton is actually acting as a biological enemy to mature skin, which is exactly what we need to explore next. To understand why your comfortable cotton pillowcase is a problem, we have to look at it through the lens of a microscope. Cotton is a fiber that is famous for one specific trait. It is hydrophilic. That's a fancy scientific word that simply means water-loving. Cotton is designed by nature to absorb moisture. That's why we use cotton towels to dry our bodies after a shower. We want the fabric to suck the water off our skin. Now, think about applying that same principle to your face while you sleep. You apply your expensive serums, your rich night creams, and those beautiful oils intended to nourish your skin barrier. Then, you lay your cheek down on a cotton pillowcase. Immediately, that fabric starts doing exactly what it was born to do. It acts like thousands of tiny straws, sipping that moisture away from your face. This is what we call the sponge effect. Instead of that hydration soaking into your dermis where it can plump up your cells and repair the day's damage, it is being transferred into the fibers of your pillow. You are essentially moisturizing your pillow instead of your face. By the time you wake up, your skin barrier, the protective outer shield that keeps irritants out and hydration in, is compromised. A dehydrated barrier is a brittle barrier. It makes lines look deeper, it makes the skin look duller, and it makes the texture feel rougher. And I have to pause here to share something that honestly shocked me when I first learned it, and I think it might surprise you too. We often worry about bacteria on our skin causing issues, but did you know that because cotton is so absorbent, a standard pillowcase can actually become a heavy, dense reservoir of not just your night cream, but sweat and oils, creating a breeding ground that is far more active than we realize? In fact, studies suggest that after just 3 days, a cotton pillowcase has collected enough organic material to significantly alter the pH balance of the fabric surface, which then sits against your acid mantle, your skin's protective film, disrupting its natural balance. It's a "wait, really?" moment, isn't it? We obsess over pH-balanced cleansers, only to sleep on a pH-disrupting surface. So, we have established that cotton dries you out. But if dryness were the only issue, we could just apply more cream. The problem goes deeper. There is a physical, mechanical war happening between the fabric and your face, involving a concept called microfriction. And this is the primary driver of sagging that most people completely overlook. Let's talk about drag. If you have ever tried to slide a heavy box across a carpet, you know it requires effort. There is resistance. That resistance is friction. Now, imagine sliding that same box across a polished wooden floor. It glides effortlessly. Standard cotton, even high thread count cotton, has a rough surface texture at a microscopic level. The fibers are short and twisted. When you move your head during sleep, and we all do, shifting positions dozens of times a night, your skin doesn't glide over the cotton. It drags, it catches. For women over 60, our skin is thinner. The connection between the outer layer of skin, the epidermis, and the deeper layer, the dermis, flattens out, meaning the skin is more prone to sliding and tearing. When your cheek drags against the resistance of a cotton pillowcase, that friction pulls at the skin. It stretches it. This constant tugging, night after night, year after year, contributes to the breakdown of elasticity. It accelerates the formation of mesolabial folds, those lines that run from the nose to the mouth, and marionette lines. We are essentially aiding gravity. Gravity wants to pull our face down. The friction of the pillowcase helps it along by anchoring the skin and stretching it as we move. It creates a shearing force that mature skin simply cannot withstand as well as it used to. So, we have a fabric that dehydrates us like a sponge and pulls at us like a rough carpet. It sounds disheartening, doesn't it? It feels like we can't win. But the beauty of understanding the science is that the solution becomes incredibly clear. We don't need invasive procedures to fix this specific problem. We just need to change the physics of the surface we sleep on. This brings us to the concept of slip, and why switching fabrics is the single most effective non-surgical tool you have in your anti-aging arsenal. The antidote to friction is slip. This is where silk and satin enter the conversation, not as luxury items for royalty, but as medical necessities for skin preservation. When you touch a piece of silk or high-quality satin, you feel that coolness, that impossible smoothness. That isn't just a tactile sensation, it is a lack of friction. When you sleep on a surface with high slip, your face glides. If you turn from your back to your side, your cheek slides across the pillowcase rather than buckling against it. Think of it like ice skating. You move fluidly over the surface. Because there is no resistance, there is no tugging, there is no stretching. Your skin stays where it is supposed to be. Furthermore, these fabrics are significantly less absorbent than cotton. Silk fibers, for example, are protein-based, very similar to human hair. They are not designed to suck up moisture in the same aggressive way cotton is. This means that thick layer of night cream you applied stays on your face. It has 8 full hours to penetrate your skin, repairing the barrier, plumping the cells, and doing exactly what you paid for it to do. I have had so many women in our community tell me that after just 1 week of switching, they noticed they didn't have those crushed lines on their cheeks in the morning. They woke up looking refreshed, not ragged. It is because the skin was allowed to rest rather than fight against the bedding. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Dr. Emily, silk is expensive. Is it really necessary to spend that much money on a pillowcase? And this is a very valid question. The terms silk and satin are often used interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. Understanding the difference is crucial so you can make the right choice for your budget without sacrificing the benefits your skin desperately needs. Let's break down the battle of silk versus satin. Silk is a natural fiber produced by silkworms. It is the gold standard. It is hypoallergenic, it is breathable, and because it is made of amino acids, it is incredibly compatible with human skin. It naturally repels dust mites and mold, which is excellent if you have allergies. However, it is an investment. It requires delicate care, usually hand washing or a very gentle cycle, and it comes with a higher price tag. Satin, on the other hand, is not a fiber. It is a type of weave. You can have silk satin, but most affordable satin pillowcases are made from synthetic fibers like polyester or rayon. Now, before you dismiss synthetic, listen to this. High-quality synthetic satin pillowcases can be fantastic for your skin. The weave is designed to be glossy and smooth, providing that essential slip we talked about. It eliminates the friction just as well as silk does. The main difference is breathability. Silk breathes. Synthetic satin can sometimes run a little warmer. But if you are on a fixed budget, a high-quality polyester satin pillowcase is infinitely better for your skin than cotton. It will stop the absorption of your creams, and it will stop the friction. Here is my practical advice for you. If you can splurge, go for 100% mulberry silk with a high mommy count, which indicates the weight and quality of the silk. Look for 22 mommy or higher. It is a luxurious investment in yourself. But if you want the benefits without the price tag, look for a charmeuse satin pillowcase. Charmeuse refers to a specific way the fabric is woven to be extra glossy on the front. Just be careful to avoid very cheap, stiff satin that feels like plastic. You want it to puddle in your hand like water. Making this switch is about more than just vanity. I want to be very clear about this. As women, we are often told that caring about our appearance is superficial. But the skin is the largest organ of the body. Its barrier function protects us from infection and environmental damage. Keeping that barrier hydrated and intact is a health priority. When you change your pillowcase, you are creating a nightly ritual that says, I value myself. You are optimizing your environment to support your body. It is a small change, literally just swapping a piece of fabric, but the cumulative effect over weeks, months, and years is profound. You are preventing damage before it happens, rather than trying to fix it after the fact. So, here's what I want you to do tonight. Go into your bedroom and feel your pillowcase. Is it cotton? Does it feel like a t-shirt? If so, I want you to make a promise to yourself to replace it. It doesn't matter if you choose the finest silk or a lovely, slippery satin. What matters is that you stop the friction and stop the moisture loss. You deserve to wake up feeling fresh. You deserve to look in the mirror and see a face that looks rested, not wrestled. This is a small step for your bedroom, but a giant leap for your skin health. I hope this discussion has shed some light on why your sleep environment is just as important as your skincare products. If you found this helpful, or if you have already made the switch to silk or satin, please let me know in the comments below. Did you notice a difference? I read through your stories and they truly make my day. Remember, aging is a privilege, but we can certainly navigate it with grace, intelligence, and a little bit of slip. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Take care of yourselves, sleep well, and I will see you in the next video.